the digital space. I see a lot of familiar faces. How many of us were here yesterday? We can continue with today. So those of us who were here yesterday, you remember the topic we had for yesterday's session, right? I hope the hands will still stay up. Who wants to share something learned from yesterday? Who would like to share something learned from yesterday? Anybody? Somebody? Nobody? Oh, come on. Let's see those hands again. Okay. So, quick one. You just tell us your name, where you're from, and then what you got from yesterday.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Senyo. I'm from Ghana Railway Development Authority. Yesterday, I learned that if you are so tall that you have to bend, and you have to bend before you enter your room or an entrance, it means it's a sign of...
Let's give a round of applause to Senyo. That's a very important and very interesting takeaway from yesterday. So if you are tall, like me, and and you have to bend down before you enter or pass through your doorway, it means you are disabled, right? Okay, that's a good one. Thank you very much, Senyo. Who else wants to take another bite? Okay, good. So you tell us your name, where you're from, and what you learned.
Good morning. The name is Sabra Asante. I'm from Linux Accra User Group. So you see why I'm here. I want to promote free and open source software. But like he was saying, the theme yesterday was digital inclusion. And one of the people we heard was the chief executive, I hope my title is right, Director General, I believe, of National Information Technology Agency. And he was telling us that it wasn't just an event, although I tend to think of these things that way. Oh, he's right here. And he told us about patriotism. And he told us that he's going to tell us about their achievements. So I became aware of, Eastern Corridor, Western Corridor, fiber, and interconnecting the two. Well, I think that's a great achievement for Ghana. And that the bandwidth is so much, you people can get 5G for us. I thought that was very exciting, if we can join the rest of the world in that. And then there was something about skilling too. I mean, how I think GIFEC has been helping schools and so on and so on, get training and so on. The disability has been mentioned already. And I'm told I can do a lot of stuff on ghana.gov just by going on the internet. I'm yet to try it. So Ghana, the RAPS has to be followed by actual you trying it and it working. And then finally, PPP. And not the type I'm used to, a very technical thing where you get funding from outside, build, operate, transfer. But at least the private sector has been working with NITA to get lots of things happening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, let's give him a round of applause. Yes. Okay, that was an interesting one. Who else wants to go again? Yes, sir. So that's your name and your institution.
Good morning. Assistant Superintendent of Police, Listowell, Vigbedo. Let me say I was excited to note yesterday that some time passed, our fiber throughput was just around 1 gig. But with collaboration and involvement of Smart Infraco, it has been shot to 10 gig. And that's resounding. But the reason I wanted to make a remark is, you see, we are all over social media. If you hear a politician make a comment somewhere, it trends across. Then I went online yesterday. I don't seem to find anything about this program going on here. to the point I was scanning through the NITA website just to have a recap of the outline. And I was thinking, should I share or whatever, but maybe I'm not the person to share that. So how come news like this doesn't go viral? This is ICT week. This is what should be trending around Ghana now, especially on social media, which is an ICT environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that very important one. And I think Director General will want to react to that.
Thank you very much. Our friends from the Ghana Police Service are always here for our events. We know them very well. We've engaged all the media houses. I know today, or yesterday, I think, we were in the BNFT, and a few of the papers are printing it. Like you said, good news does not travel fast, but we'll continue to push. We've engaged every media house, broadcast, print, and online. Asasi is even Asasi Radio is our lead media partner in this, and they've also been pushing it. On our website, I think we ourselves are a bit slow on our website. I think on the social media platforms, we do better, but please, let's, Nanayao, this is directed to you. Let's make sure that the website is also upgraded. Why? Because that's also one of the first place people go and look. Thank you very much. We'll do better.
Thank you very much, Director General. So with that being said, please, how many of us are on social media? How many of us are on Facebook, formerly Twitter, now X, Instagram, and all the other social media platforms that we enjoy every day? Please, if you can make a post, okay, just use this moment, take a nice picture or take a picture of yourself and post on whichever social media platform you want to share. You can share on LinkedIn, you can share on Facebook, you can share on X, you can share on Y and Z. But make sure you find us on the social media platforms. You can just tag NITA. You can use the hashtag National ICT Week. And yes, please, we'll be looking out for that. I see a nice selfie being taken. I'm sure I'll see it on social media soon by Mr. CK, Bruce, and DG. So let's look out for that picture. But please, take a nice picture and post. Yes, so tell us your name, where you're from, and what you want to contribute.
Hi, good morning. So my name is Collins. I'm with Local Government Service. I have two questions and one observation for yesterday. Director has touched most one about the social media and sharing. So from Local Government Service, we were actually trying to get whether NITA could have contacted us or civil service or any other government agency so we could nominate staff to join. That is my big question. Another question was on the lady who made the presentation concerning GIFEC doing some cell sites in our district. We wanted the figures confirmed by our district IT team and also coordinate for those cell sites, because we are working with NITA again on the e-government transfer program. So we don't know whether this is part of the e-gov or it's a different project being run by GIFEC. And when it happens like that, when we go to the ground to pick data, sometimes it's difficult. And since NITA is not on the grounds all around, we believe liaising with our office will give them a better footprint on the ground. My question is, with all this National ICT Week, how is management in terms of public service management implementing actual ICT usage in public service delivery? That is what I want everybody to look at. That when we do all this, bring solutions, bring anything that we do, how is it incorporated into service delivery by public service? So if anybody could help, I mean, I want to know how are we implementing it actually, what we are talking about. Thank you.
So the question that was partially answered, do you want to still ask it or? Okay. Okay. So I think, would anyone react? But before DG comes in, I would like to talk about the last bit, how everyone or how can management from the various, you see, one thing I know about ICT is it is usually an afterthought of most projects or most activities in the country. You understand? They treat ICT as something that is not relevant. Until something happens, ICT is not relevant. The head of IT, the director of IT, and all those who lead the ICT institutions will come with their budgets, will come with their strategy and plan, but it's not followed or it's not looked at because generally nobody has any concern about that. That's what, I mean, after engaging most of the various leads in the various institutions say, you know. So it's like they are just there. When something happens, then they put it on them and go and do this and go and do that. But you know, in IT, we have security, which is very important. And whenever there's a breach, it usually isn't even coming from outside. It is the people. Okay. So with the people, process, and technology, usually it's the people that cause these kind of breaches. And the main thing we need to do is to prioritize ICT as part of whatever we do. Not just see it as something that later on you say, oh, tell the IT guys to do this and that. No, it needs to move with everything the organization is moving with. So that's my take. And if we don't include ICT in most of these things, it's going to affect how they can implement it. So I'll let DG also add his bits.
Thank you very much. I think we've partnered quite a bit with local government. I know I was part of a group that was in Kumasi recently to bring your RCCs to ensure that the smart workplace is being utilized. Some of your people have set up their own ICT, local government ICT organizations, which I've also engaged them. I was also at your school to work with them. We'll continue to deepen that. I must say, I'm the first to raise my hands and admit that we haven't done something right. This event, I was just whispering in CK's ears, almost didn't happen because we thought it's an election year, let's forget about it, it may be drowned in the whole thing. But I said to my team, we made a promise at UPSA last year when we launched this. If we don't follow it up, then, you know, NITA, we're already struggling with credibility issues anyway. From our previous assignment as the people who run the operations, the data center and the fiber and all that. You know, these fibers are cut. You provide services to government agencies. They don't pay you so that you can rectify them and so on. So it was a vicious circle, right? So I said, no, we are going to do it. So to be honest with you, the planning could have been better. And we will learn from it and make sure that next year is much better. If I tell you that this whole thing was put together in about 2 weeks, you will not believe that. When I came back from UMAT from an innovation week, I asked, where are we? Because we have a concept paper on it, and they're like, oh, sir, we thought. I said, no, we got to do it. If we say we are doing something, we must do it. So we take that on board. We'll engage local authority a bit more. You are talking about some of the way we are doing it. You know, we are working with Public Services Commission on the Dig Smart, where we are training public servants, right? From lower, medium to senior. You're a part of it. So again, just to reinforce the issue, I agree with my colleague a bit, but I don't agree with him fully, in the sense that ICT people within the government agencies themselves must be up and doing. I know they have challenges, but if you say that, oh, our bosses don't agree, we are enablers, and we must act as such. Okay, we are the ones who should proffer solutions to our institutions. How do we do things better, right? If we are always sitting there for them to come to us with it, then they feel that your worth is not. That's why most institutions, even in private sector, you find that ICT is within the finance or the accounting way. I mean, I find myself in a situation like that when I came to Ghana, and I'm like, no. I'm not working under an accountant, because his main thing is to save cost, right? I want to show you that I'm an enabler, and I started creating. Once you do that, they appreciate. What are some of the challenges that you are finding? Every morning, I'll go around the building, 3 floors. I'll walk to each department. How are you? How are you doing? What are some of your challenges? It gave me a sense of the problems within the organization. And we found solutions to them. So I think our own IT people, and that's why we are working hard with the ministry to set up this ICT class. We need to be up and doing, okay? Using a favorite Ghanaian term, we need to be up and doing. You know, we tend to, I know you have challenges. I'm not saying that, and I met local, some of your young guys are brilliant. They want to do things, but they feel stifled by management. Until, you know, that tension is going to be there. But we've got to work hard to make sure that they trust us, they believe in us, that we have solutions, and then we'll move on. What else? GIFIC. We'll get you the numbers. The GovNet project that you are talking about. Where's Solomon? The GovNet project that you are talking about is a different, you know, GIFIC started with rural telephony. So they went to areas where there were no connectivity or little connectivity. But the GovNet was, we are covering all the regions based on some of the things, the parameters you saw. Hospitals, police stations, post offices, and so on. But I'll get you the data. All right, I'll get you the data.
Thank you. Hunt, is it the digital inclusion, or you are reacting to DG? General.
Yeah, hello, good morning everyone. My name is Alfred Iso from Audit Service. I like the passion of GD, but some of these issues we are discussing, I see it as enforcement. Because when it comes to the governance aspect of ICT, it's very weak in all the MDAs. We've carried out audits. I have seen a letter from SIGA saying that all internet should be subscribed with NITA. But you go to other MDAs, they are having multiple internet service providers. And as auditors, we see it. We use that letter as a criteria. But we can't put that whip. It is the regulator, that is NITA. So NITA has been a regulator. I think the enforcement is not there. Because look, I have seen a lot of things. I will not mention the name of the institution. They have a data center. They are struggling to maintain it. Meanwhile, we have a tier 3 data center. So how do we enforce some of these things? Last time I was here, we talked about enterprise architecture. Fine presentation, no follow-up. Anyway.
Yeah, him say, oh, there's follow-up. Say, so...
I like the discourse. It's important. Look, I always say, you know, and let me go back to 2008 when NITA was established and the things that preceded us to today. NITA was established to regulate the ICT space. as usual, in 2008, they picked different people from different government institutions and created, I mean, the history is there. It wasn't even NITA before. It was something else, and it morphed into NITA. Around that time, the things that were happening in the market space or in the technology space, data centers and all those things, then government would also jump on it. Fiber network came, data centers came, and they did it. And when they did it, they're like, oh, who better to look after them than NITA? And then they'll place it on us. So all I'm trying to say is that in all this, in our history, we forgot the regulatory part of it. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's be honest. Me, I want to be as honest as I can and as candid as I can with everybody else. As until 2001, when after the elections, digitalization was added to the ministry's name, and the honorable minister came, met with all the agencies and said, listen, NITA, go back to your mandate. Go back and do what you were established to do per the act. So I will tell you that regulatory, in essence, started around 2001, 2000. So from then, we started to marshal ourselves because there was a private contractor. You saw them yesterday, Smart Infraco, that is now doing that. Government has procured that private contractor. And then we started, so we had to, I mean, my colleagues didn't even understand what regulatory was. I didn't come to NITA to do regulatory work. I came to NITA to look at the operations, and they're like, go back to regulatory. So we carried all ourselves to Koforidua. We locked ourselves in a strategy session, and we said, this is where we are. We must take up our mandate and do what we needed to do. So we came up with a strategy. We started thinking, we got people who have done regulatory from NCA, private sector guys, public sector guys, to come and advise us. And we are now trying to do.